you ever considered that you ask too much, that you take too much for granted? Has it ever crossed your brilliant mind that I don't want to do this anymore? Past, it was often the Dark Lord's pleasure to invade the minds of his victims, creating visions designed to torture them into madness. And when he had them literally begging for death, would he finally kill them? Then, just like a father, lazy, arrogant.
Don't say a word against my father.
Weak.
I'm not weak.
Then prove it. Control your emotions. Discipline your mind. You and like your two of a kind, sentimental children, forever whining about how bitterly unfair your lives have been. Well, it may have escaped your notice, but life isn't fair. Your blessed father knew that. In fact, he frequently sought to...
My father was a great man.
Your father was a swine. I swore to protect you. I made the unbreakable vow.
I mean, to make an unbreakable vow...
It comes down to whether or not you trust Dumbledore's judgment. Dumbledore trusts Snape, therefore I do.
Dumbledore can make mistakes, he said so
You're
himself.
blinded by hatred.
I'm not.
Yes, you are.
Professor, my mother's Patronus was a doe. It's the same as Professor Snape's. It's curious, don't you think?
Actually, if I think about it, it doesn't seem curious at all.
You're a madman. I've come to the right place then.
It's you. It's absolutely Alice. You're absolutely Alice. I'd know you anywhere. I'd know him anywhere.
Come into the light.
I am a servant of the secret fire, wielder of the flame of Arnor. The dark fire will not avail you, flame of Udun! Go back to the shadow. You shall not pass!
I wish the ring had never come to me. I wish none of this had happened.
So do all who live to see such times, but that is not for them to decide. All we have to decide is what to do with the time that is given to us. There are other forces at work in this world, Frodo, besides the will of evil. Bilbo was meant to find the ring, in which case you also were meant to have it. And that is an encouraging thought.
This is it. Let me give you one piece of advice. Be honest. He knows more than you can imagine.
I haven't stolen anything.
Don't lie to me.
I imagine that right now you're feeling a bit like Alice. Tumbling down the rabbit hole?
You could say that.
I can see it in your eyes. You have the look of a man who accepts what he sees because he is expecting to wake up. Ironically, this is not far from the truth. Do you believe in fate, Neo?
No,
Why not?
because I don't like the idea that I'm not in control of my life.
I know exactly what you mean. Let me tell you why you're here. You're here because you know something. What you know you can't explain, but you feel it. You felt it your entire life, that there's something wrong with the world. You don't know what it is, but it's there, like a splinter in your mind. driving you mad. It is this feeling that has brought you to me. Do you know what I'm talking about?
The Matrix.
Do you want to know what it is? The Matrix is everywhere. It is all around us. Even now, in this very room. You can see it when you look out your window or when you turn on your television. You can feel it when you go to work, when you go to church, when you pay your taxes. It is the world that has been pulled over your eyes to blind you from the truth.
What truth?
That you are a slave, Neo. Like everyone else, you were born into bondage, born into a prison that you cannot smell or taste or touch. A prison for your mind. Unfortunately, no one can be told what the Matrix is. You have to see it for yourself. This is your last chance. After this, there is no turning back. You take the blue pill, the story ends. You wake up in your bed and believe whatever you want to believe. You take the red pill, you stay in Wonderland, and I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes. Remember, all I'm offering is the truth, nothing more. Follow me.
They say we only use a fraction of our brain's true potential. Now, that's when we're awake. When we're asleep, our mind can do almost anything.
Such as?
Well, imagine you're designing a building, right? You consciously create each aspect. But sometimes it feels like it's almost creating itself, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, like I'm discovering it.
Genuine inspiration, right? Now, in a dream, our mind continuously does this. We create and perceive our world simultaneously, and our mind does this so well that we don't even know what's happening. That allows us to get right in the middle of that process.
How?
By taking over the creating part. Now, this is where I need you. You create the world of the dream. We bring the subject into that dream, and they fill it with their subconscious.
How could I ever acquire enough detail to make them think that it's reality?
Well, dreams, they feel real while we're in them, right? It's only when we wake up that we realize something was actually strange. Let me ask you a question. You never really remember the beginning of a dream, do you? You always wind up right in the middle of what's going on.
I guess, yeah.
So how did we end up here?
Well, we just came from the,
Think about it, Ariadne. How did you get here? Where are you right now?
We're dreaming?
You're actually in the middle of the workshop right now, sleeping. This is your first lesson in shared dreaming. Stay calm.
Come, we simply must commence with the slaying and such. Therefore, it is high time to forgive and forget, or forget and forgive, whichever comes first, or is in any case, most convenient. I'm waiting.
It's ticking again.
Why don't you give us another 5 minutes?
5 minutes? What? We were talking for like at least an hour.
In a dream, your mind functions more quickly, therefore, time seems to feel more slow.
5 minutes in the real world gives you an hour in the dream.
Why don't you see what you can get up to in 5 minutes?
ship's broken. We had to go...
Nobody gets hurt. Easy. Hey! Look at me.
Sure.
Look at me.
Sure.
I'm the captain now.
Yeah. Wow, that sounds like a really good deal. But I think I got a better one. How about I give you the finger, and you give me my phone call?
God, he's on the run.
Mr. Wizard! Get me the hell out of here!
Have you ever had a dream, Neo, that you were so sure was real? What if you were unable to wake from that dream? How would you know the difference between the dream world and the real world?
This can't
be. Be what? Be real?
Let's go.
You have to help me. You have to stand.
Can I help you?
Yeah, what happened to the school?
Are you a parent?
Sure as hell hope not. Who are you?
I'm Hank.
You're Beast? Look at you. I guess you're a late bloomer.
I don't know what you're talking about, but I'm gonna have to ask you to leave.
So where's the professor?
There's no professor here.
You're pretty strong for a scrawny kid. Come on. Sure there's not a little beast in there? Come on, Beastie.
Hey! I said the school's closed. You need to leave.
Not until I see the professor.
There's no professor here. I told you that.
Look, kid. You and I are gonna be good friends. You just don't know it yet.
Professor? Professor?
Hide her. Hide them all. I beg you.
What will you give me in exchange, Severus?
Anything. You won't keep her safe.
Lily and James put their faith in the wrong person, Severus. Rather like you. The boy survives.
She doesn't need protection. The Dark Lord is gone.
The Dark Lord will return. When he does, the boy will be in terrible danger. If you truly loved her.
No one can know. For the years I've played my part well. So well, I've deceived one of the greatest wizards of all time.
How dare you stand where he stood? Tell them how you looked him in the eye. A man who trusted you and killed him.
For the years I've played my part well. So well, I've deceived one of the greatest wizards of all time.
You've been a good and faithful servant, Severus.
Take them. Take them.
Severus. Please.
Avada Kedavra.
Many that live deserve death. Fly, you fools! Some that die deserve life. Can you give it to them, Frodo? Do not be too eager to deal out death and judgment. Even the very wise cannot see all ends.
None of this had happened.
So do all who live to see such times, but that is not for them to decide. All you have to decide is what to do with the time that is given to you. Farewell, my brave hobbits. My work is now finished. Here, at last, on the shores of the sea, comes the end of our friendship.
I didn't think it would end this way.
End? No, the journey doesn't end here. Death is just another path. One that we all must take. The grey rain curtain of this world rolls back, and all turns to silver glass. And then you see it.
What? Gandalf. See what?
White shores. And beyond, the far green country and a swift sunrise.
That isn't so bad.
You astonish with your gifts, Potter. Gifts mere mortals can only dream of possessing. How grand it must be to be the chosen.
So what can I say except you're welcome for the islands I pulled from the sea. There's no need to pray, it's okay, you're welcome. Ha! I guess it's just my way of being me. You're welcome.